друзья, я думаю, что каждый из вас, кто подписан на Телеком ТВ, на Саду, в скором времени услышит эти прекрасные новости и как минимум сможет участвовать в розыгрыше на постоянной основе от этого замечательного сервиса. Ну что ж, мы продолжаем. Я думаю, что все уже успели зарегистрироваться. Давайте мы уточним, у нас на стенде есть еще люди, которые регистрируются или нет? Если есть, то мы дождемся их. Если нет, то уже присутствуем в розыгрыше.
Üç var mı?
Demak, birinchi. Va? Toshkent va Samarqand to'g'ri. Birinchi o'sha shaharlarda paydo bo'lgan to'g'ri. Davom etamiz.
Telekom foydalanuvchilar ko'pmi? Abonentlar ko'pmi? Qo'linglarni ko'taringlar. Hop, agar Telekom
Jim bor birga ko'rishmasini atlashinglar.
Also, there is growing aging population, and sustainable market in Japan valued at 9.45 billion and makes up to 10% of our serviceable available market. And total addressable market in Japan for orthopedic devices is 8.55 billion, and globally it stands $59 billion market. So our business model is
this has a contagious hoping and shows some stuff that we get you excited and myself and Jeff a conversation that hopefully will explain to you how we can build a system for education studios in India. And then finally, giving us a demonstration on some new stuff. So here we go. I'll just give you a quick we will go forward. This is the first
siz chiqarasiz. Undan so'ng yutgan mehmonimiz davom etadi. Bitta texnik ma'lumotimiz bor. Buni bizga PR departamentining boshlig'i Solimon ma'lum qiladi. Marhamat.
Ассаляму алейкум. Всех приветствую. Рада, что у нас столько много желающих получить призы. Рада, что все мы сегодня здесь собрались. Если быть точными, нас сегодня 292 участника. Давайте похлопаем потенциальным победителям.
Agar kim yutib chiqsa, iltimos sovg'ani olib darrov qo'yib qo'ymaydi. Stoyga kesinglar, qo'yib olish kerak bo'ladi. Chunki shu sovg'ani oldi, tudasida shunga qo'yib olish iltimos orqali ajratib ketdinglar. Agarda yutadi yo'q bo'lsa,
Manimcha ko'pchilikni qiziqtirgan savol, pul qo'yganda soliqlarni ham to'lab olish kerakmi? Yoki ustilikov o'ziga oldimi? Ustilikov o'ziga oldi, soliqlarni
olib bilasiz.
Ana, demak, qizlarimiz baribir aylantiradi. Sadulla birinchi raqamni birinchi kuchdan chiqaradi. 5-chi o'rinni egasini aniqlaymiz. Undan so'ng 5-chi o'rin egasi keyingi kuchdan chiqaradi. Boshlaymiz.
We started this studio it's taken us 2 years.
Alo. Voy qo'yib qo'ydilar. Yoki agar xos ko'tarmasalar, keyingi g'olib topamiz-da, asalga o'zimizga keyin asal birga keyin o'zimiz berib qo'yamiz, a. Xos ko'tarmasalar davom etaveramiz.
you for having us and having me here. It's been a pleasure talking to all of you. Have a good day.
So wow, I really enjoyed this session. Who else enjoyed? Please applause again. Really cool. So once more, if you have taken any videos, please tag us in social media as IT Investment Center or ITIC.uz. Okay? Еще раз повторяю на русском.
I'm happy to do that. Before we get started, I would like to know if there are any effects animators in here. Anyone who knows how to draw fire? Because we don't have a fire, and we're having a fireside chat. So we could use some good animators up here right now. Thank you. So I'll try to give you a brief history, but my history is kind of long and detailed. I do my best to keep it brief. I want to start by saying that when I was 5 years old, I don't know, the German break from the very first level.
Challenge Hackathon, which aims to bring AI-driven solutions to real-world problems. Today, Muzaffar Again will share his thoughts and insights. Please welcome Muzaffar Jalal.
Thank you very much. Actually, we've been talking about AI the whole week, I think. We started with Elvira three days ago, talking about AI journey, and I had an honor to moderate the session. Yesterday with Alexander, we had a I had a really great honor to host the event with the machine learning community. And I think that I want to say to Bobo, please don't worry. I think you should not worry too much. You should take care of yourself, your health, because we are responsible to educate the young people, so we have to be very healthy. And then with AI, I am very more familiar, I would say, because when yesterday I was really curious to listen about the history of AI by Alexander, and but you started the history from 2012, and I was a little bit disappointed that if you could search a little earlier.
Graduated with an art degree, and so that's something I want to encourage you to do. Is it's always about learning more, right? Meeting people who can help you on your journey, and constantly learning how to draw better, how to compose shots, how to tell stories. Okay? So after I graduated from college, then I went to
if you do it like a nice pivot table, but the analytics on the insights is a bit less, because what we do is that we parse information, and then when we parse information we say this is the closest case, but you can do your adjustments.
You collect data only from the client, you don't input any other data collection?
We have a data parser. It parses the data on the market, like on the internet itself, but it uses mostly the clientele data, because we are concentrated on data privacy. What differs us from others is that we are not a ChatGPT, and currently companies are really concerned with data privacy. So we remove that and we put it exactly on the servers of the client.
So they store at the service of the client only?
Yes, on the client's data, and the parser is pre-downloaded for their server.
Thank you. The time's up.
Thank you,
Aziza. The next one is Dolgorsuren Chandmani, Tok Tok Delivery from Mongolia. You'll have 5 minutes for pitching and 3 for Q&A. You may start when you're ready. Здравствуйте.
Professors out there, there's great resources and connections you can make with schools, with animators, the people that you meet, your fellow students. You'll learn from each other, and it's a constant state of learning. I have been, well, let me give you a quick story.
when I first started at Warner Brothers, I was in a small cubicle, and I was doing storyboard revisions on Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs, and I was surrounded by super talented people. And whenever, it was funny because there'd be people sitting right next to me with much more experience than me, and they would sometimes lean over and look and see what I was doing and offer me advice whether I wanted it or not, right? But it was a good thing because I learned some tricks with the trade, and to this day I still use those tricks. So again, it all goes back to being open to learning and being open to criticism. Okay, so when I went to the university, I actually thought, okay, I'm never going to make but here's the story. A friend of mine that I used to work with was in the art program at that university. She invited me to come up to visit the art department, and as soon as I walked into that building and smelled those oil paints, I knew I got to get back into art. And I don't care if I never make any money. I'm doing this for a living. I don't care. And I encourage you to have that same attitude. Never stop. Never stop believing in yourself.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because I think I would have been a burden to the society if I was not doing animation.
And that's what I look for. Somebody who's really passionate about the art form and wants to get better. And you can tell pretty quickly who's serious about learning more and more and more and more to get up here. And I still don't feel like I'm there. I honestly don't, because I'm never satisfied, and neither should you be. You should never be truly 100% satisfied with your work. There's always a way to improve it. If you read books like The Illusion of Life by Frank Thomas and Ali Johnston, right? I recommend that you read that book. And that's one of the things they talk about is the atmosphere at Disney is you constantly learn and constantly improve. In the old days, Walt Disney used to have a room that animators would come in. You know, the criticism from Walt. But they would do it, and that's how they learned. Everyone just kept improving.
Yeah. Do you guys, are you guys familiar with the word that he used, dailies? Are you familiar? If not, would you want to elaborate on what really happens in a dailies? What exactly is that? What is it intended for? And what?
Well, dailies are something that was done in the old days. It's still done today, but it's not really done in television animation, which is where I work. In feature animation, they do that. Dailies are just whatever the animator has worked on that day, it gets checked at the end of the day. All right? So they look at how they just evaluate and criticize the animation that they've worked on. How can we improve it? How can we better tell the story?
Yeah. Yeah. So should we look at the boards that you have directed and?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So we're going to see one of the shorts that I directed. It's called Chippendale's Nutty Tales, and the name of the episode is called Kite-tastrophe. And I want you to try to look at all the drawings, all the poses in this animatic, okay? And then after that, we will see the actual animation that the Indian studio Technicolor did, and I'll explain their role in the final animation. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch
Thank you.
The animatic.
Can we play video one?
What's that? Wowzers! Kites! Today's the Kite Flight Festival! Hey, let's go make our own! Come on, pal! Are you finished?
Nice kites you got there.
Thanks, Mickey! Look, mine's higher. You sure about that, buddy? Oh, yeah? How about this?
Impressive.
That was wonderful, Dale. Oh, yeah? Get a load of this trick. No fair. Accidents do happen. Accidents do happen. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right.
My kite tail. Oops, my bad. Oh, dear. Friends shouldn't act that way. Would you kindly step out of my way? But this is my spot. Let go of my string. You can go first.
Whoa!
No! Kite flying is supposed to be fun.
And now it's a kite-tastrophe.
My kite! Look what we did! We ruined our kites. Oh, poor dears. Thanks. Thanks. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Hold the boy!
We did it! Yep. You know, pal, when it comes to our friendship, the sky's the limit.
Isn't this the reason why we all love animation? I mean, this is really what gravitates all of us towards this art form. Before we will play video 2, and then Jeff is going to talk to you and explain to you the process and what's phase 1 and what was phase 2. Video clip 2, please.
I saw it first! Give it here! That's mine! What's that? Wowee! Kites! Today's the Kite Flight Festival! Hey, let's go make our own! Come on, pal!
got there?
Thanks, Mickey! Look, mine's higher. You sure about that, buddy? Oh, yeah? How about this?
Impressive.
That was wonderful, Dale. Oh, yeah? Get a load of this trick. Hey, no fair. Accidents do happen. Accidents do happen. Uh-oh. My kite tail. Oops, my bad. Now, boys, let's not get carried away. Excuse me, but this is my spot.
Whoa!
Kite flying is supposed to be fun.
But now it's a kite catastrophe.
Look what we did! We ruined our kites. Oh, poor dears. Thanks. Thanks. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We did it, Chip!
Oh, yeah!
Wonderful! You know, pal, when it comes to our friendship, the sky's the limit.
Okay, you can just stop that. Okay, so the reason I wanted you to watch the animatic really closely is hopefully you saw a lot of improvement in the final animation, a lot of the poses, beautiful animation. You even probably saw some composition changes. And you can see that we're constantly improving, trying to improve. And we do that with the great partnership with the studio in India. Technicolor did a wonderful job. They have fantastic animators there. They really helped us to make a great episode. That particular episode is one of the most viewed shorts that we've ever done. It has, on YouTube, it has the most views. It's incredible how many people have watched it again and again. But we can't do that without a really good collaboration with our partners in India or Uzbekistan someday, right? Let's hope that happens.
Yeah. It's been like Jeff said, if I can add a point, every phase, the story, the film improves, right? The writer gives us an idea, gives us a script, turn it into a screenplay, then do the boats. We improve the idea, we refine the idea, we improve the idea, and then we do an animatic, and then we do animation, and then we do lighting and coloring, and then sound. Everybody within the hierarchy of making the movie is constantly trying to make it better and closer to the vision of the directors, right? It is not about rotoscoping an idea or a concept. It is about letting it also organically evolve the moment you understand what the intention of the directors were. Would you want to elaborate a little bit on this?
I'd be happy to, because you make an interesting point. However, it's not just the director's vision. Well, in some ways it is, right? One of the things that I'd like to do as a director is if somebody has a better idea than me, and believe me, that happens often, okay? I want to use their idea. And sometimes we have people that might be considered, not a powerful role in the company. But this has happened before to me where someone in the room, maybe they were a production coordinator, and so their job is to print out scripts and give them to people or something as simple as that, right? But if they're in the room and we're talking about the story and they have an idea that they shared and it works and it's funny, I as a director will jump on that and say, that's brilliant, that makes perfect sense for the story, I love it, we're going to do it.
Brilliant. Now, one of the things that I would like to go back is what you talked earlier, Jeff. You spoke about a talent and and then how an aptitude or an attitude of the individual wanting to learn makes it more exciting for you to collaborate with those individuals, or it could be an organization, right? It could be a team, it could be a group of people.
Yes.
So do you put a lot of emphasis on the attitude and the aptitude of the individual towards the process of making a film?
I absolutely do. And I'll tell you something about some of Disney's magic. Everyone at Disney has that collaborative mindset. And if you don't have that collaborative mindset, you're probably not going to last a long time at Disney, because it's not just one person's vision. Like I said, if that production coordinator had a great idea, I think Walt Disney himself would have said, that's the idea, we're going with that. And I know that's happened before with Walt, so.
Yeah. So let's go back to early 2000. When was the first time you started working with Indian studios?
Yeah, I think it was around...
Late 90s?
No, I think it was probably around 2004, 2005.
Okay.
It was a show called Jakers and the Adventures of Piggly-Winks. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful show.
So
it was done in a program called Soft Image, which doesn't even exist anymore. But it was beautifully rendered, and it was a little more like Unreal Engine in how beautiful it looked.
Yeah.
And so, but it was apparently even longer render time than Maya. So they had to make a call and say, we don't have time to do it. And so Soft Image kind of lost out. And
then Maya.
And now Maya's going to be losing out soon, I think. But we'll see.
We'll see. So Jeff, when you guys decided to come to, I think it was Crest, right?
Crest, yes.
Yeah.
Crest Animation.
Crest Animation. So when you guys decided to come to India, look at what made you take a decision. The reason I'm asking this question is because there are a lot of, inexperienced studios and budding studios here. What lessons can they take from this collaboration? Because when we talk about India's success, it started with people like Jeff coming, himself, Peter, and a few others, right? Mike Yang and many others that took the first leap of faith, if I may say that, right? And then here we are, 20 odd years later, we are talking. So,
yeah. So my experience with Crest Animation was actually, when I first started working with them, they knew what they were doing. They knew these programs better than we did. And we knew that they're going to deliver a show that's actually something better, I think, than we could have done ourselves. So the quality of their work was equal to how well they could work together. So they actually helped us on two fronts. Artistically, they did a great job, but the second front was how organized they were and how they could streamline certain processes. For example, if we had two shots that were very similar, but they were a few scenes apart, but they were, rather than make two separate shots, they would output backgrounds for maybe 2, 3, 4 scenes if they were drawn differently, but they were close. And they would suggest to us, hey, can we just make scene 54 the same background as 45 because it's so similar? And that would save them a ton of render time. They wouldn't have to render out a whole new shot. They would just have to render out the animation that would be on the top level.
Yeah. So, no, having said that, do you guys have any questions for Jeff? Is there any questions at all you would like to ask him? Okay, I'm going to ask a couple of more questions on behalf of them and myself. Right? So, we spoke about attitude.
Wait, before you do that, nobody raised their hand. This is the kind of thing I'm looking for, people who are passionate about it, okay? So there's probably questions out there, and I want to tell you, as artists, we don't want to do this and ask questions, right? We don't necessarily, we have someone who has a question. See, I knew if I said that, somebody would raise their hand and we'd get a question.
Come here.
Because we have to work together. I I need to learn as much from you as you are hoping to learn from me, honestly.
Hello. Just my English some bad, so I want to translate.
Oh, okay.
Our Uzbek is even terrible, so please go ahead.
Я послушала транслейтер.
Are you going to translate? You want a translator?
Yeah. Я послушала то, что вы сказали, про то, что иногда хочется бросить свою работу. Там, я сама художница, и у меня очень часто бывают мысли, что тут слишком много что нужно изучать, и падаю дно, что художество не для меня. Вот какие мысли вас спасали в такие моменты? Мне вот это вот интересно.
So she's mainly asking, like, the art is, hard. Like everything is hard.
Yeah.
But when you start like hard things, things like she overthinks every time. And what do you suggest to her from where to start, what to continue, and what to follow in art, in culture, like in different.
I completely understand, and I can tell she's a good artist because I had the same problem when I first started. I was always overthinking, and it was difficult to get anything done because I kept thinking before I would put anything on paper, I got to make this good. I put so much pressure on myself. It has to be good. It has to be good, right? It wasn't until I started to learn from the animators at Warner Brothers, and one of the biggest lessons that I learned was draw loose and draw fast. And that will get you out of your mind, out of your headspace where you start overthinking, and you stop overthinking when you're drawing really quickly. And just get the ideas down and don't think about anything else other than, composition, and you're not getting details. You definitely don't want that when you're first starting. You want big, I'm sure Venky's going to talk about this. You want to start with big shapes and blocking things out in a beautiful composition first. And again, really quickly. And especially with drawing characters and posing out characters, super loose and fast, because those are going to be, sometimes the loose animation and the rough drawings look better than the final animation because they're so expressive and there's so much beautiful gestures.